Welcome in, race fans, to Texas Motor Speedway for the championship finale of the Dirty Air Racing Experience. Before we go racing tonight, we would like to thank all of the drivers, sponsors, and affiliates for making this season such a success. It's been such a great season with a fantastic group of competitors. Speaking of those group of competitors, before we go virtual trackside action, we got to take a look at some point standings. And yes, you can see left side of your screen, that's going to be the trophies that go out to the top 3 drivers out here after tonight. Also within top drivers within the point standing, shoot going down all the way down to 10th. First place, $190 headed their way. Second place, $100. Third place, $75. So although Ethan George is already does have the championship in his name, we're still fighting for our Dirty Air Racing Experience paid points season. It all comes down to the championship finale tonight. Welcome in. My name's Sean Stam, directing, producing, and commentating the show. We'll have a 156-lap race here tonight from Texas. It's partly cloudy skies with the sun that continue to set. Also, unlimited additional tires out there from back in behind the pits. Fuel limit set at 50%. 4 faster pairs. We've seen 4 faster pairs here go just like that. Got to be careful with how fast you use them. We'll take a look at the starting grid here as well, brought to you by our sponsors and affiliates up in the top right side of the screen. It's Alan Smith. Alan Smith, he comes into this race 3rd in the point standings. He's there, he's been there, done that. Also, Ethan George, Dave Scott, and Patrick Craven rounding at the top 4. There's Dave Scott. He was very fast in practice in that Dirty Air Racing Experience baby blue Chevrolet Silverado. Ken Dunn, Donnie Beach rounding out row number 3. Row number 4 belongs to Cedric Hipkins and James Jepson in that number 13. Stephen Gill and Ricky Miles rounding out the top 10. David Moyer, John Miles as well, Carson Moore, Joshua Dunn, and Brian Woodard rounding out our 15-driver grid. But how about you the whole season? It's all going to come down to this. It's Alan Smith, Ethan George leading them off here in turn 1 at Fort Worth. Whole season all comes down to this. Smith, George, Scott's running in the 1, 2, 3. Now Patrick Craven, he'll muscle his way up down into P4. Here comes Donnie Beach looking down that back straightaway. Ken Dunn starting to beat down the inside as well, but still here Ethan George. He's gonna climb the hill up top. Here he's gonna get loose up there already. Lower tire temps, lower tire pressures. Gotta be careful up top. 78 contact with the race leader of Alan Smith. 78 contact in the outside ball as well. Dave Scott loving seeing this. He's going to start to shove his nose middle of 3 wide. Entrances of turn 1 completely different than the exit of turn 3 and 4. We're going to see drivers get tied up there of that exit. Look at what it did up there for Dave Scott. It dropped him like a rock all the way back down to the in between, kind of down into the cusp of Patrick Craven. Alan Smith, though, still doing his hardest to try to put that thing on the inside line and clear up here for the race lead. But Ethan George, he's not having any of it. Got to be careful with how hard you're driving these NASCAR Chevrolet Silverados out here. And well, Dodge Ram out there for Alan Smith as well. Even though we have those stage brakes at about every 39 laps of the race, you're still going to feel that right front and that right wear, the right rear wear as these tires and these laps do continue to run on. Alan Smith, he's still trying to muscle his way around that inside line, but Ethan George, once again, just not having it. Ethan George, he is kind of mathematically speaking our championship within the season, but Alan Smith, he's right up there with him, and he's also with Brian Woodard. That's where those drivers are kind of fighting for that $100 in the 2nd place running position. Man, it has been side by side, door to door, kind of since the drop of the green flag. We're not been able to get away out here of it. It's still side by side for about 4th and 5th on back. We got Ken Dunn, Carson Moore there as well. George leading the point standings. They're going to give that lap lead out there, lap number 5 for the 78 up top. But man, it's still just, look at the defense up there from Alan Smith, not giving it up without a fight. Dave Scott, remember, he did try to look in the middle of 3 wide there. He tried, but couldn't quite make it happen. He just got to sit cool. He's going to sit calm and collected, trying to regroup, rearm, and look at it. Here comes Dave Scott, looking down the inside up here of Alan Smith. Alan, you got to wonder if he maybe did heat up that right front a little bit earlier on here within this run too much, as he's now starting to fall back here to P3. You have to be so careful within that entrance here within turn number 1. I saw quite a few trucks struggling with trying to get the grip down here within turn 1. Turns 3 and 4, the drivers that making their way through it now. It's kind of, you can really be flat out here earlier on within the run, but next thing before you know it, here comes turn 1 up here on you. And look at how, just listen in how much you have to get out of the gas. Oh, Patrick Craven on trying to look down the inside of Cedric Hipkins there. Battles for 4th and 5th, continuing to heat up, continuing to, as Ethan George now, he has company again for the race lead. It's not Alan Smith though, this time it's going to be Dave Scott looking low. Whoa, hang on there. Almost contact in 3 and 4. That's probably the highest speed portion of the racetrack. 185 miles per hour that time by for Dave Scott as he tries to look around that inside line. How many times have we seen this earlier on? It's going to be hard to make it happen out there unless Ethan George maybe has a slip up top. No slip up this time by 78 still. So the next drivers out there within those championship running points, remember they're going to be out there bottom left side of the screen now. Ethan George falls back to P2, but knocking on the battle for the race win, or race lead, excuse me. Alan Smith, he's 3rd in the point standings. He's 3rd in the race right now as well. And here comes that another door-to-door battle. Cedric Hipkins is war dog. He's going to war. Out top is the NBI machine of Patrick Craven. Now he's stuck in the middle of 3 wide. Stuck in the middle with you. Welcome out here. If you're just now joining us out here in Dirty Air Racing Experience, Sean Stam directed, producing, and commentating the show. What a show it's been here so far at the championship race in Fort Worth. 10 laps down out of 39 within stage number 1. Only 50% fuel within these trucking tanks. So we're going to see this fuel run about lap 25 of maybe 30, 35 if you're pushing it, maybe saving out here earlier on. But that's when it's going to present some strategy calls out here for our drivers. This race does continue to tick on. It also is going to present some strategy calls as well. Is that setting sun? These are open setups that these, the fixed setups that these drivers are dealing with up here. So it's really, that's going to be something else that you're going to have to deal with and feel from behind the wheel. On board here now with Cedric Hipkins, as once again these laps are going to continue to turn and burn. Going to burn that rubber on that right front, right rear. And these lap times have already fallen off here. At least, let's see, bounce 1, 2, 3, about 3 to 4 tenths of a second. It's more tight by tight. Or door battles up there outside of 4. Cedric Hipkins up top. That's going to be the 88 of Carson Moore. Moore wants some more. He's going to keep looking low. How about you, Carson Moore, the driver number 88? Focus your position on the left side of your screen. That'll be how many spots he had gained since the start of it. And how about him? He's been our biggest mover since the drop of the green flag. Now he's gained 9, count them. And that's not even within a first help of the first competition caution. Dave Scott to the race lead from just a couple of laps ago. Ethan George, Alan Smith continuing to run in that 1, 2, 3. And this has been a season here so far for Dave Scott. Unfortunately, he's not been able to make it out here to every single race with us. That's where kind of his discrepancy, or his kind of falling in the point standings comes from there. But he's continued to show what he's made out of, and it's a lot of speed, a lot of pace, a lot of consistency as well. Dave Scott, though, once again, how many times have we seen this? It's going to be another look down into the inside for the race lead, but this time by, it's going to be Ethan George, driver 78. Ethan George, he started P2, but fighting for the race win right now. Checking in live on YouTube, and we got Ted joining in. Ted, how are you doing? Hopefully you're having yourself a great night as this battle for the race lead. I hope you're having a great night, because if you are watching this race, it's got to be great. The driver's working outside of 3 and 4 now, and look at how much shaded it is. Even here since the drop of the green flag, shade equals grip. Alan Smith, sure, he's lost that battle for the race lead after starting out up there on the pole, but now he's kind of reeling them in here just a little bit more. Real quick, our prayers to James Smith. Our hearts are with you and your family as your treatments they continue to get on here with, and hopefully you get it done here within the next week time. And I know it's been rough, but you're almost done out here with it. Keep on keeping on, man. James, our hearts are here with you. As Dave Scott, Ethan George. How about you, Ethan George? It's just another lap where it looks like he starts to gain a little bit on the race leader, lose a little bit on the race leader. They can compare the last 5 lap times up here, not necessarily between Dave Scott and Ethan George right now, but Ethan George and Alan Smith comparing those 5 laps times. It's going to be, there you see it, it's been way faster, like 11, 12, 14, and 15. That's been a lot out there for that driver 00 Van Halen machine as he continues to almost look down inside, but can't quite make that one happen. So since that we have kind of been focusing on the battles for the race lead earlier on, there's been a kind of a little bit of separation that separate 4th and then from kind of 5th on back. There's about a 1.4 second gap there. Here's the battles here between Donnie Beach and Ken Dunn. Ken Dunn started this race up there, and I believe that was 6th position, falls back to about 8th now. Donnie Beach, same story there. He's fallen back about 1, but don't write off these drivers out here just yet. Because, I mean, we have seen this out here before, changing track conditions. It's also how much you save out there earlier on here within the run. It's also just learning the truck as well. Here comes David Moyer and Brian Woodard. This is battle for 10th and 11th. Only 2/10 of a second that separate these 2 drivers. Also Ricky Miles, Stephen Gill, and John Miles going at it. This battle for 12th, 13th, and 14th. Brian Woodard, I think we saw this in the last 2, maybe 3 weeks in a row. That number 62, he'll visit virtual pit lane as we'll keep on this battle out here between Stephen Gill and the Rocket Man, Ricky Miles. So as that battle kind of continues to calm down now, back up here to P2 and P3, Ethan George now, he's got the outside again, but it's under heavy fires. Alan Smith, he's going to keep on looking down the inside line. Alan Smith, he's going to drive off out there on corner exit. Very nice corner entrance to make that line happen. Now hopping on board with Ethan George. They'll fall back again to P3 here. It's once again, it's like the rubber band. You snap right back at you as battles for the race lead, battles for 2nd and 3rd. They are continuing to just kind of switch out here around as drivers continue to find their trucks underneath of them and see where they can find the speed. So we just glanced at this battle a couple moments ago, but back here between Cedric Hipkins and Donnie Beach, man, unfortunately for Ken Dunn and Joshua Dunn, they look to be simultaneously blinking there. They're still on the racetrack, but dealing with a little bit of a netcode there. Carson Moore, he's going to lock him up as he heads down into pit lane, and so is Ken Dunn. Will it be Joshua Dunn also on the same stretch and call? Doesn't look like it. So Carson and Ken are in. Driver number 88, I believe this is kind of one of the newer faces in the newer places. No weekend racing. Carson Moore, he's been here with us. Driver 88, let's see what he does. Let's see what he does as far as pit stop strategy is concerned. There you see right side tires going up into the air. Will it be left side tires as well? It will. So for those of you that are just now joining in, only unlimited tire sets available. 4 fast repairs as well. We really haven't seen anybody have to use a fast repair here just yet, I don't think, as really that race starts was pretty cool, calm, and collected. It was side by side. It was a little bit of 3 wide for 2nd, 3rd on back. Speaking of the driver who was looking 3 wide, 3rd on back, it's Dave Scutts. He's going to make his way down in, slideways through the pits. So is Ethan George, and no, it's going to be we have to call the cops up there on Ethan as he is speeding down pit lane. You can see on the bottom right side of the screen, also Joshua Dunn giving a black flag for speeding. See if we can't look here at Joshua Dunn's entrance here down in the virtual pit lane. Wow, yeah, you see him wrangling that Penske bull. Well, that's heartbreaker for the 57 as well as Ethan George, especially Ethan George. He was up there. Obviously, he has the championship already in his name, so he's just kind of racing out here for the fun of it. But remember, we already do have the championship crown, but we still have second, third, fourth, and on down within the point standings. Ethan George, he'll get the comically large $190 check headed his way after the wrapping up here of tonight, but second, $100 heads their way. Third in the point standings, 75, fourth, 60, and so on. We'll see David Moyer in the pit, so is Alan Smith this time. And then checking in on the top 5 championship drivers, Ethan George, Brian Bedard, Alan Smith, Donnie Beach, and 14, unfortunately, Cedric Hipkins off the track. Well, I don't think he made it out tonight. All right, so you can see bottom right side of the screen, Donnie Beach, top 5 in the point standings. He's running 4th in the points on top of the racetrack right now. Donnie Beach, driver 11 out of SMT Racing. He'll make his way down into pits. This is almost going to cycle everything out. We'll have the Rocket Man in this time by, so will John Miles, Stephen Gill all in. Carson Moore, he's going to cycle out here to the race lead, I do believe. A little bit earlier on pit lane, a few laps earlier for Carson Moore. But he cycles in front of Dave Scott. Dave Scott's going to be about the 30. Yeah, so cycles out to about 1 point, however many seconds that is on back. So, let's see what Carson Moore has out there within his truck out there underneath of his hands as far as clean air goes. Clean air versus dirty air. It's in the name out there, the dirty air racing experience. You can definitely feel that from back and behind the wheel. And maybe let's talk about that here for a lap or two now that everything is cycled out. Hopping on board here with Dave Scott for a whole lap here. Let's listen in. Let's watch his hands go to work for a lap, and then we'll talk about it. Closing the gap. Dave Scott, he has his fishing rod out right now, and he's hooked on to something big. And that something big is battle for the race lead. That was 0.4 of a second cut out there within 1 lap's time. Here comes Dave Scott as he has his foot through the floorboard, trying to catch up here with Carson Moore. This is an interesting pit stop for Carson Moore because he's shown 14.8 seconds spent on pit lane, so it should be that 4-tire pit stop that he did take, but also Dave Scott 4-tire pit stop. It's been about the same on time there, but as far as lap times go, man, here comes Dave Scott, and he is all in left rear quarter panel. Coming to and only about 10 more laps to go left here in stage number 1. It's before we get to it out and then into the nitty-gritty of stage number 1. Once again, a huge thank you to James Jepson, John Miles, Dave Scott, being an admin out here every single race. Ricky Miles, thank you so much for your hard work out there from back and behind the scenes. And that's one more Miles. Miss Lisa Miles, thank you so much as well. Your hard work not going unnoticed. Ricky Miles as well, doing so much up there for the sponsors and affiliates that you see up to the top right side of the screen, searching for them and helping them stick around as well. Speaking of stick around, I thought Carson Moore was about to get his doors blown off this next lap by, but Dave Scott, he got out there, and that's when we were going to start to talk about it. I started to get a little bit scared up there with how fast that Dave Scott was coming on strong, if you will, but now there comes another about 0.5 of a second. This is what we're going to talk about here, the dirty air here from Texas Motor Speedway. This is one of, if not the fastest mile-and-a-half on the circuit. And out there, you start to get out there right in between. If you don't race here on iRacing, or if you don't watch NASCAR a lot, just picture kind of a boat up there up in front of you. That's what Carson Moore is. And he's got that huge wake out there coming out there off of him. You just want to avoid that. You want to get at least a headlight, get a whole nose of clean air if you can, up there within either the entrance or kind of apex it there if you can. That's exactly what Dave Scott did that time by. He got that whole nose in clean air. Clean air equals grip, grip equals speed. Here comes Dave Scott with all of the above, and also right now above this battle, that's going to be the 13 of James Jepson. James Jepson, he's going to look to get out of the way here pretty quick, as now Stephen Gill is going to be the next driver to go down one more. Stephen, he's going to have some company out here on the exit of turn number 2. Just he's trying to stay up here within at least the wave around or lucky dog position out here. I'll take that back, actually. I believe every single driver one lap down should get there. One or more laps down should get up waving around here at the stage break. Should be in about 5 more laps time. Carson Moore, dirty air up and in front of him. Dave Scott, up dirtier air up in front of him. Carson Moore, the meat of the sandwich, as he tries to fight for his right to party. Fight for his right in his battle for the race lead. How many times have we seen this season specifically here with Dave Scott? Whoa! Almost went out there within the wall outside of turn number 2. There goes Alan Smith. He got a little bit loose there. But back here behind the race wheel of Dave Scott, how many times have we seen this? He'll continue to build the speed, build the confidence in his race car as this thing continues to take onwards here. 4 more laps coming to this time by, and out here through 1 and 2, Dave Scott, he can't get any of that cleaner up on the nose, and look at it, he's fighting for it. You see him, that 75 washes way up the track up there, can't do anything with that. He's going to have to go right back into work. 4 laps to go until the stage. Seen Ricky Miles go off of the racetrack as well. We'll try to catch up on that race replay out there at the stage break. 88, Carson Moore. This is as much laps as he has led up there within these last couple of races, but it's not going to be done without a fight as well, as here comes Dave Scott. Dave Scott, he's going to start to look low. Pack air on the spoiler, pack air on the left rear quarter. Dave Scott is trying to time this pass out perfectly, coming to the first stage break. Oh, we're going to start to beat. We're going to start to bang. We're leaning on each other through the big bump in 3 and then right back to the stripe and out of 4. 75, Dave Scott low. 88 more up top. There's about 2 more laps to go. Stephen Gill doing everything he can. That stands Video Network Ford F-150, trying to stay up in here in front of this battle for the race lead. If he does that, he does not have to take the lucky dog, and he will not have to start at the lap of back of this back. Stephen Gill, Carson Moore, Dave Scott running into 1, 2, 3, but it's the 1, 2 more. Scott coming to the white flag here in stage number 1. Coming to, and it was the green and white checkered. They're going to give that one to Carson Moore at the line by maybe a truck length. How about you, Stephen Gill? He's gonna survive that one. We'll take a look here at the Stam Studio Network, not truck on your screen, but that is a nice looking truck. If you're looking for anyone just like it, you can hit up Stephen Gill. That's Gill's Designs on Facebook and Discord land. And man, they'll get you looking right. Take a look here at this Ricky Miles Rocket Man incident. Oh, he's going to get way tied up there at turn number 4. Already some heavy damage on that left front corner panel. And Texas is such an aerodynamically dependent racetrack out here. We're going to take another look here and see what happens to Ricky. Yeah, look at him. He just has no grip out there, and it washes way up, and that's going to be some pretty heavy contact. All right, we'll take a look at our battles for position on and off of pit road. As Carson Moore, he got kind of exactly what the doctor ordered, or he ordered, is kind of cycled out here into the race lead and took the stage win away from Dave Scott. I know that he did take away the win from the stage win from Dave Scott, but And this is our championship race here of the season, so it shouldn't matter too much in the points. Dave Scott, he's up there about 6th, I believe it is, in the point standings. And Carson Moore, I don't believe, within the top 10. We've shown, I believe that was, who did that say? End of line penalty that time for James Jepson. Carson Moore, he'll win the battle off of pit lane. There's a side-by-side or inside of battle between Dave Scott and Alan Smith. End of line for Cedric Hipkins. That'll be War Dog in that Ford F-150. Ken Dunn, Donnie Beach, Patrick Craven, Brian Woodard, David Moyer, Cedric Hipkins running at the top 10. And I'll take that back. Yes, Cedric, he is out here tonight. That was from earlier on when we were talking about our championship graphic battle on the top, the bottom right side of the screen. Now it's finally updated, so it's a Hipkins P5 now with the point standings, but he's going to fall. He's going to fall like a rocket there in this race restart, having to start at the tail end of the field. Joshua Dunn, he's back in pit lane. Remember, Joshua, he had an instance earlier. Oh, and he's going to get a black flag there. Man, that didn't look like he was speeding too much there, but 57, he is back in. That's that Dodge man. Off track there for Steve McGill. No harm, no foul. John Miles and Ricky Miles are all in, so I think that right there, what you're seeing trying to happen is just getting this Sunoco tank filled back up with fuel, as they'll be able to go maybe 1, 2, 3 laps later than the drivers that did not come back in here just to top off. As the sun continues to set out here at beautiful Texas Motor Speedway just outside of Dallas-Fort Worth, Carson Moore, Dave Scott, Alan Smith, Ken Dunn, Donnie Beach, the 1, 2, 3, 4, and the 5. We'll have Patrick Craven, Brian Woodard, David Moyer, Stephen Gill, Ethan George. That's the top 10. For those of you that are just now joining in, Ethan George, our season champion. That's kind of already been confirmed as far as the math is concerned, but we're fighting out there between paid point season drivers. Second, third, fourth on the standings. Second, $100 heading their way. Comically large checks. Carson Moore, Dave Scott, here we go. Battles out here, battles for the race lead. This is going to be interesting as both of these drivers, so much speed on the short run, a lot of speed on the long run as well. Dave Scott will slip the tires out there in that outside row as Carson Moore on traction out there in the inside. 88's going to lead him off here within the 1. Watch them washing up there outside of turn number 2. It's going to start to look 2. It's going to start to look 3 wide. It's some more side by side. Dave Scott and Alan Smith there at it for speed 2 and on back. Brian Woodard looking up top from that 5th row back. That Stam Studio Network Chevrolet Silverado. He'll have company looking low as well. It's the 20. It's kind of yins and yangs out here from 2nd, 3rd, 4th rows on back. It's just trying to find your truck up there within these earlier runs as well. 75. Whoa! Our 00 Alan Smith. A slight drift of the racetrack up there. Oh, and we're almost going to see the 47 of David Moyer cut way down low in the racetrack on the back straightaway. Almost a huge incident out there as Alan Smith, he just drifted up a slight bit. It was just a kiss. That's a left rear quarter panel with Dave Scott, but they're going to go right back to doing battle out there. Alan Smith, he'll drive it deep within 1. You see that thing getting twitchy. He's not liking this the way that this is handling these shorter runs. You know, who's loving the way his truck's handling. It's Carson Moore, now 0.6 of a second in the race lead, as now we start to do battle. Right as I say do battle, Dave Scott, he's going to try to sit right back here to line now, and now it starts to single file it right back and on out. Brian Woodard, P4, Donnie Beach, P5, Patrick Craven now top 6. So what's going through your mind here if you're Patrick Craven? Obviously on the offense, just barely cleared for the Ken Dunn there. Sparks are going to fly at the Donnie Beach rear quarter panel, as that was a 1-2 trucks taken in one lap there for Craven. Now hopping on board of Patrick Craven, he'll have the side-by-side from behind him. If you're side-by-side, we talked about the dirtier air earlier on. We haven't even started to talk about the side-by-side and taking away the air from the driver up top or inside of you there. Paul's Ken Dunn. Now he might be done for it as he starts to continue to look down the inside. Middle of 3, it's now door quarter clear for Ken as he'll fall back down to P6. Ethan George still running in that 7th spot. Off-track penalty given for Joshua Dunn as he just continues to just set up his truck, looking within to the next corners there. No harm, no foul, just a 1 off-track X penalty there. Carson Moore up and into the race lead. How about you, Carson Moore, driver 2,800 oval iRacing. Definitely knows how to make some speed, how to make his pace, and also how to keep his tires underneath of him out there. Continue to stretch his legs up front. A 1.8 second gap. Backing up here between the eye of the storm here, if you will. Now Ken Dunn, he's going to start to go and look out the inside. Cedric Hipkins, he's coming fresh off of that, off of the end of line penalty. That last race restart, that 56 Trading Paints War Dog 56 machine, black and red up top. We're starting to see this up top line really start to fade as these laps continue to tick on out here within stage number 2. As man, I'm not sure if it's mostly kind of the tires that are continuing to fade. It's just the shorter way around the racetrack out there on the inside, where everybody's just trying to save a little bit more fuel, trying to save a little bit more tire right now, and be cool, be calm, be collected. I think that's what's happening out front, but out here within 7th, 8th, 9th, and on back, I think it's everything of it. Whoa, Donnie Beach, he's got a little contact out there from the rear end. I'm not sure if that was contact or if that was just arrow loose as a goose. Take a look here at this Sam Studio Network race. I believe it's going outside of 4. Whoa, and a huge slip up and a huge slide that time for Ethan George. He was almost facing the wrong way. And here comes what was almost contact out there for Donnie Beach. Take a look at the right side of the screen. Oh, definitely so. David Moyer, they get a little feely, touchy-feely into the entrance of the lead. So we saw some drivers pit at lap 20. We saw most drivers pit at lap 25 within stage number 1. We're starting to approach it within at least the entrances on those laps, the lap times and strategy calls out there in stage number 2. Ryan Renard, kind of the only inside battle out there that we've seen some side-by-side within this last lap by Ethan George. Last lap, he had made an amazing save on that driver number 78. He'll live to fight another day. It's now some more side-by-side. Contact there. Cedric Hipkins still washing up the racetrack. Ken Dunn will receive it. Cedric Hipkins will take it. Oh, no, I guess it's the other way around. Oh man, they're still not done with it here just yet. Oh man, Cedric Hipkins, he'll have a little bit of contact out from his rear end, as well as no clean air up on the front. Worst case scenario for 56. He's still trying to go back here within battle. We're not missing anything for the race lead, but the gaps are continuing to drop between Carson Moore and Dave Scutts. 56 still just wobbly, wiggly, trying to get that thing right back in underneath and just trying to clear Ken Dunn. If they can make it happen going into 1 this time, man, it's going to get tight. You either have to lift a little bit earlier or get back in the gas way sooner. Well, here comes Donnie Beach as well. Donnie Beach, he is starting to join this battle here as he has had enough of, he has said it's go time, that number 11 SMT Racing Chevrolet Silverado. Oh, goodness gracious, it's going to get tight again. You got the 57 down there of Joshua Dunn as well. This continues to heat up. This continues battle here like this. And here, next thing here, before you know it, we might have one up here. Oh, my gosh. So these are still battles between 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th on back. But up within the race lead, we got to show it here because Carson Moore is up here, and I think that's why these battles up there from about 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th on back are showing they're showing so aggressive like this up there, because now that Carson Moore has already passed them, kind of well, actually Carson Moore's only up there between 9/10 of a second. But yeah, he's definitely passed them on the racetrack, passing them for speed as well. They know that it's go time here within kind of half of stage number 2. Speaking of halfway here within stage number 2, we'll take some quick sights and sounds up here from the racetrack. It's Sean Stam on Stam Studio Network. I'll be right back up here with you in the booth. It back down here on Stam Studio Network. Sean Stam directing, producing, and commentating the show. I had seen that last lap by for that Joshua Dunn machine, driver 57. He had shot way down almost under the apron and kind of off of the racetrack as a whole out there, and it really just compromised his interest here within turn 3, and he's able to at least get one of those spots back, but not two. James Jepson, he's shown off of the racetrack, but he will bring that number 13 Chevrolet Silverado, looking like America's 250th birthday machine out there at the virtual pit lane. James Jepson, he's been very quiet on the race radio here so far tonight. He's been happy with the way that number 13's handling. Just trying to make it here within the end of stage number 2. Ryan Woodard, I am showing a pit speeding penalty out there for 62. We'll double check out there on him. But hey, at least he's got here only about, what is it going to be? About 15 more laps up there within our next stage break. We'll re-rack them and restack them all. Speaking of re-rack and restack them all, it's race leader in pit lane. Carson Moore, he'll drag in Dave Scutts. He'll bring in Ethan George and Joshua Dunn, kind of a front runners of the pack. Not all the front runners, though. Alan Smith, he'll stay out. Patrick Craven stays out as well. Cedric Hipkins, Donnie Beach, and Ken Dunn running out top 5. We saw the 88 last stage break. He did take right sides and left sides. Kind of everybody in this whole pack did. We'll have to see. Yep, there's going to be the rights and lefts. We'll have to see who wins this race off pit lane, because this should cycle out to the race lead this time by. There goes driver 88, Carson Moore, back to the race lead. There's Dave Scott right back in suit. Donnie Beach, Ken Dunn as well. Excuse me, Patrick Craven, Cedric Hipkins, Beach, and Dunn have yet to, I believe, pit on this cycle just yet. Cedric Hipkins, he's about 3.3 seconds back and behind the race leader. There goes Hipkins outside of turn number 4. Donnie Beach is in pit lane this time by, and he'll bring in Ken Dunn. So this should cycle out next time by as we still have Craven, Hipkins, Miles, Gill, and the other Miles, that would be Ricky. Ricky Miles is in the pits, so as now Donnie Beach, we'll have to see what he'll take out there, 2 versus 4. Remember, this is only 50% race fuel, so it's going to only be about around 30 laps on the tank. Right side tires up and into the air for the number 11 of Donnie Beach. See if he'll take the left sides as well. No, it'll be only right side tires for Beach. So as Carson Moore surpasses the pit exit that time by, he's going to have to make a whole lap here around it out there to cycle it around. So here comes Carson Moore, here comes Alan Smith and Dave Scott. You saw how close Dave Scott at pit exit out there from that rear bumper of Carson Moore, but apparently it wasn't close enough for actually, it was close enough, but it must have all been up there getting up, backing up to speed up there through the gearbox as Dave Scott falls back to about 2 seconds back. So there goes Carson Moore. He's going to surpass everybody who had already pit this time by. John Miles is in, Stephen Gill is in, Alan Smith, he's only 0.2 of a second back as we now hop on board in the battle for the race lead. Hey, just checking in on YouTube land here really briefly. We got Moonlight Dancer who joins in this wonderful Friday evening. Moonlight Dancer, I really appreciate you, as well as each and every single one of our drivers, shooting all of your sponsors and affiliates, the league admins, and yes, I'm talking to you right now who's watching this broadcast live on Stamps Studio Network. It really doesn't go unnoticed, and I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart you tuning in out there. You could be watching a million different things and sticking out here with this Dirty Racing experience live on Stamps Studio Network. What a race it's been. Quite a few different battles here for the race lead. A quick race recap for those of you maybe that are just now joining in. It's been a whopping 8 different lead changes, 1 caution out there for 3 laps, that being our first stage break, with about our second stage break in about 11-12 laps time. We're going to continue to see who's got the speed, who's got the pace, and who's got the extra money headed their way. And out here after tonight, first place in the points, $190 is heading Ethan George's way. $100 heads to P2, whoever finishes P2 in those point standings. 75 and 75, 60, 50, 40, and on back. So comparing Carson Moore and Alan Smith's lap times, I mean, Alan Smith, he continues to sit about there 0.3 of a second back. The last 5 laps times show a little bit different story. Look at lap number 67. Here comes 68 this time. We'll have to see if he's still continuing to close that gap down. Should update this time by 68. No, it's about 0.8 of a second, 8 hundredths, excuse me, slower that time, so loses about everything that Alan Smith would have gained. Checking on, separating Alan Smith between Dave Scott, battles for second and third. Dave, I'm not sure what's missing the 75 this stage, or excuse me, not this stage, but kind of after the pit cycle within the stage. But Dave, yeah, he continues to lose out on those first 4 lap times. Different story out there separating P3 and P4, though. Here comes Ethan George, already the champ. The champ is here, the champ is here, and he's going to start to look down the inside. I think that's a song, not the second part of that. The Dave is here, the Dave is here. Actually, the Ethan's here, the Ethan's here. The champ is here, 700ths back. Well, he was back. Now he's looking inside. I have a belief that this pass is going to be an easier. Your corner, there's the clear. I'll take back easy, though. It's Dave Scott, though. That's one of those drivers who, he's not necessarily the easiest to pass. He's going to put it right there on your right rear. He's going to put it right there on your left rear, no matter which part it is, but he will run you clean. Dave, oh man, I hate to even bring this up, and it's too late now because I've already started talking about it, but Dave Scott last season within the iRock season, the one I was broadcasting for him, it came down to what I believe it was, 2 thousandths of a second at the stripe at the Brickyard between him and another driver there for the championship. And it's you got to imagine that you're driving out there with just a little bit more out there of the chip within the shoulder. I know it's kind of too late to go with here this season, but I think that this here, it just goes to show you, hopping on board in this battle between Dave Scott and Ethan George. Ethan George, he is the champ for a reason, but Dave Scott, he's he's able to hold it this close up here to the champ for a reason as well. Two very fast, very competitive drivers going at it here from Texas. Only 5 laps to go within the stage. Talk about competitive drivers going at it here from Texas. As I was just mentioning, they're at it. Dave Scott, he's going to try again here to the inside, but just can't. I don't know if it's not there within that corner exit rotation or just on back that are on the throttle pedal or trying to actually apply the throttle pedal without spinning the dang truck around. 5 laps go this time by here in stage number 2. Dave Scott still looking inside. Evens out there at the stripe, just barely 75. Carson Moore still about a 1 second lap, excuse me, a 1 second gap lead over the Van Halen 00 Alan Smith machine. Continues to see door to door here for P3 and P4. 3.5 seconds back. It's another good battle there between Joshua Dunn and Donnie Beach. Here comes Davey looking outside. Inside, outside, wherever when it is. It's still door to door runs again even. But a drag race out there going to the stripe. Oh, and look at Dave, finally muscles it deep out there within the entrance of turn number 1. Does he get a little bit too much speed out there on exit and have to slow that truck right back down? Looks like he will. 75 now is up top, is now 78 back down low. So I'll tell you from back and behind the race wheel right now what's going through these drivers' minds, or at least my minds out there. It's already been 76 laps here from Texas. It's only halfway down. It's only halfway to go. The physical margins, they continue to get tighter there, as you can see. The mental margins continue to get tighter as well. Dave's got, he has to give a huge lift out there for the James Jepson 13. That allows Dave's got to finally take back and away that P3 spot. Carson Moore, his battle and gap for the race lead did drop down about 2-3 laps ago to about 8 to 7 tenths of a second. But as Carson Moore continues to pick him up where he has been putting him down here, this whole race from Texas Motor Speedway took him a little bit of time to work his way up to the front. Actually, I'll take that back. It didn't take him as really at all time to work his way up to the front. It was 9 spots gained within the first couple of laps. And as we'll make our way out here within the stage break number 2, Carson Moore leading 46 this time by us 88, who will conquer stage number 2. iRacing safety pace car will slow and woe this field right back and on down. Carson Moore with stage win number 2. Alan Smith, P number 2. Dave Scott, Ethan George, Patrick Craven, the top 5. Joshua Dunn, Donnie Beach, Cedric Hipkins, David Moyer, Ken Dunn, the top 10. We've also got John Miles, Stephen Gill getting his wave around, James Jepson, Brian Bedard, and Ricky Miles rounding up the top 15. Drivers making their way down in virtual pit lane. Some more strategic calls are going to head our way. Remember, only 50% fuel, only unlimited tires, and 4 fast repairs available. Haven't really seen any fast repairs here needed just yet tonight. And we'll see what these strategic calls look like. It should be well, we are going to see some 2 tires taken. Will it be 4 tires? It was only about 10 to 15 laps ago within kind of breaking up the stage that we saw some more 4-tire pit stops. It'll be 4 tires. They got in there again as well. Carson Moore, another win of the race off pit road. Alan Smith, B2, Ethan George, Dave Scott, Patrick Craven, Donnie Beach, Cedric Kipkins, Joshua Dunn, John Miles, and Ken Dunn rounding up the top 10. A huge Big thank you out there to all of our sponsors and affiliates and each and every single one of you joining out there within YouTube land tonight. Can't forget about a huge thanks to James Jepson, John Miles, Dave Scott for being an admin out there at every race, Lisa Miles, Ricky Miles, everything that you do there for us out there from behind the scenes, and as well as prayers going out to James Smith. Our hearts are with you and your family throughout these treatments. Sponsors and affiliates, it's Race Car Engineering, Strata Heating, AC, Electric Security, and Plumbing. Those needs out there within that Central Florida area. Speaking of Central Florida, for the best burgers and drinks in town, it's the Playful Pint Sports Bar. If you're looking for any iRacing designs, you can hit up Stephen Gill. That's Gill's Creative Designs. Check him out there on Facebook. Scan the QR code on your screen. He's in Discord land as well. Shocker Graphics also getting these iRacing paint scheme designs looking right for these Stam Studio Network racing broadcasts. Appreciate the boys over at S&M iRacing out there for coming out there with us and putting on a show each and every Friday. Well, for the Dirty Air Racing experience as well as for their own S&M iRacing. We'll get out here to racking, stacking, and racking up the field out there. We're going green flag racing this time by. And for those of you maybe that are just now joining in, a quick race recap. A whole 9 different lead changes. Can you believe it? What a championship it has been tonight. Live on Stam Studio Network. This has only been our second caution for 6 laps. Current race leader Carson Moore. We're 80 out of 150. We'll be going green flag racing at this time by black flag given to David Moyer. Let's see if the race admin can probably clear that one. As here we go, backing up through the gearbox. A little bit of a checkup on the inside as Alan Smith, he should have the race lead pretty dang clear, headed his way without their turn 1. But nope, here comes the 88 right back. Carson Moore, he's going to dive it so deep in there. He's going to actually take the race lead right back away from the 00. Whoa, there goes the 00. Alan Smith with a huge slip, with a huge slide. Oh, and he'll back it into the outside wall on turn number 2. Remember, we do not have cautions for incident up until the final stage of the race. We will, however, though, take a look at this race replay. Man, Alan Smith, it looked like he was about to run away with it out there after he... Oh, and then it got flames flying out the side exhaust pipe there. Maybe a slight checkup. And then here comes the 88 starting to look low. Was there contact? Give us, was there contact? Take it. Or was it just a loose 88? No, there was contact, but it was actually with the 75. 75 gets in the 00 of Allen. Oh, man, that was, I believe that was, oh, goodness, Joshua Dunn, who had barely squeaked his way by there. But now Joshua Dunn, as we cut back live racing action, the 57 shown in the meatball. A meatball is unfortunately having to tow that thing or having to fix up all the damage. We do have unlimited fast repairs, but there you'll see it, Joshua Dunn. He's going to take the tow within virtual pit lane. He's going to have to wait a whole about 30, 35 more laps to go out here within our final stage break to get on the back of the racetrack. So Carson Moore, Ethan George, Patrick Craven, and Dave Scott now run 1, 2, 3, 4. Back to an end-of-line penalty there. Let's take a look here really quick at this race replay and see if we can't find out there what happened to Joshua. Already way up the racetrack. Whoa, oh man! So there, that was the first little bit up there for Joshua Dunn. He had almost huge, heavy contact up there in front of him, up and on board. Oh, and so that, okay, so the race replay that we saw there before it, and that was the next lap by. I mean, Joshua Dunn is just a little bit too high up the racetrack there. He's going to lose all that speed on back. I actually think Donnie Beach was also on the wall from that race restart. But back up here to the race lead, though, Carson Moore, only 0.2 of a second in his pocket. So here comes Ethan George back up there with them. Patrick Craven, he's still there. Dave Scott, the top 4. This has been kind of a 1, 2, 3, 4 truck breakaway. This race restart is now Brian Menard. He's shown about 2.8, 2.9 seconds back. Brian Bedard, there's Cedric Hipkins, David Moyer, and an off-track there showing for Ken Dunn as he tries to open up the corner, close the corner maybe a little bit more within the entrance. There's Ken Dunn, and that's going to be Stephen Gill going at it. Ken Dunn and not that was Stephen Gill, that's going to be John Miles. Anyways, backup cuts here between the 1, 2, 3, 4 as we showed off that kind of break here within the pack. Carson Moore, Ethan George, Patrick Craven. Here comes a battle for the race lead. Ethan George was looking, he was searching, but not quite able to find anything that time by. He's going to sit about 0.2 of a second. And look at Carson Moore, going to break the slipstream, going to break the draft this time by the back straightaway. Is trying just doing everything he can from back behind the race wheel just to try to get a little bit more up there on Ethan George as far as the gap is concerned. But Ethan George, he's not having anything of it. And here comes another run on Ethan. Before Ethan going to make it up top and go right back down low. Kind of chest at upwards of 180 miles per hour. This Dirty Air Racing Experience Championship race. Checking in within the championship top 5 in the bottom left of the screen, Ethan George, our points leader, P2 right now, Brian Bedard, P5, but that's about the 3.8 second gap. That was what, only 2 laps ago. We were just talking about Brian Bedard and how the gaps for 1, 2, 3, 4 had kind of already shown up there, and now that gap is now down to 3.8 seconds. Brian Bedard, you got Alan Smith who runs P13 right now, Donnie Beach P12. And then Cedric Hipkins P6. I don't necessarily see too much damage on that weekend racing 62 Chevrolet Silverado for Brian Bedard. Maybe he's just trying to keep it cool, trying to keep it calm, maybe keep it collected as well, and just trying to make it way to the end of this stage, or maybe until the end of the start of the cycle. Save a little bit there, and then maybe you can short stop the final stop of the race. So there's a lot that goes up here from back and behind the scenes. So not only the broadcast, but as well as kind of back and behind these trucks as well. Talking back and behind these trucks, Ethan George, he's going to look again into the inside line. Carson Moore washes way up the racetrack. Dave Scott out of nowhere. Where did he come from? Where did he go? Dave Scott, cut. Joe looking down low, not quite clear. Carson Moore with a block. Defense versus offense versus now Ethan George back to P3. Oh, check this out here within 1. This might get dangerous. Oh, Ethan George, he's going to let Patrick Craven out there on the inside. No, he's not. No, that's what we've come to see out there from Ethan George. His foot right back on the gas pedal. Gas pedal all the way down the back straightaway. A good run off the exit in turn number 2. Can set you up out as a great entrance there within turn number 3. And that's going to be another run outside of turn number 4. 78, Ethan George, showing that he has, no matter what it takes in the tank. Wow, contact there between Scott and Craven. That could have been big. That could have been huge. Craven, he just was trying to look down the inside line going inside turn number 1. But now that chopped his entrance going into the corner there. And now Patrick Craven, even more contact with Ethan George on corner exit. Take a look at this Stam Studio Network race replay. Oh, this is not this time going here within turn number 4. Look at how deep Craven's going to dive it. He's actually contacting the apron of the racetrack right there. That's probably about as close as you can get to it without the apron shooting you up the racetrack and into the driver on the outside of you there. Patrick Craven still inside, Ethan George still outside, Carson Moore still holding off Dave Scott for the race lead. How many laps can you go like this, side by side by side? They just keep on coming, keep on going, and that's really got to. You really got to think it's got to take within the grip up there within the right front, right rear as well. Just continue to heat them up. The track temp continues to fall, but the boiling on track continues to rise as far as battles out there within each and every one of them. Ethan George, I don't know if he got driven up the racetrack there or just drove it in too deep. Here's Ethan George contacting the outside wall. Another look here at it. And no, I don't think he got drove up. I think that he was just trying to hang it around that right rear quarter panel. Whoa! It is going to get tight on the exit. That's some pretty detrimental right rear damage. Here's checking in, and John Miles and Ken Gunn. This is battles for 8th and 9th on the racetrack. This is the closest battle to look at here. Still about a little bit more than half of a second that separate the first, second, and third running positions. How about you, John Miles? John Miles from Gambling Country last week in Las Vegas Motor Speedway. He took that number 69 to a top 10 finish there. I believe it was a 7th place finish. Getting up there well within the point standings as well. 7th place in the points. Already 1 win on the season. Well, I say already, he got that 1 win on the season. What an amazing fuel strategy call that was. I believe Nashville Super Speedway for John Miles. John, the driver out of Bandon, Oregon, I do believe it is. There it is, driver 69. And how about him? The AI Chief Toyota Tundra. He's gained 3 spots at the drop of the green flag. He's another one of those drivers. Just showing him he knows how to pick him up where he's been, putting them down. Carson Moore, once again, focusing our attention to the left side of the screen. 12, count them, 12 spots gained. Biggest mover and number 1. Second biggest mover, driver number 62, Brian Woodard. He's going to bring that Stam Studio Network Chevrolet Silverado Weekend Racing 62. Should be bringing it on your P5 there within stage number 3. With at least we're hoping so. Stage number 3 in about let's see. As if it were on cue, it's going to be our race leaders in. It should be seeing Brian Woodard also in. He's going to follow suit within the race leaders. John Miles going to also follow in as well. So this is kind of what we've seen here with kind of the first front 1-2 stages of the race. Now that we're rocking stage 3, let's see if there's any difference as far as strategy calls are concerned. That looks like a really fast pit stop, and I think that will be a 2-tire pit stop for Dave Scott. 2 tires as well for Ethan George. Dave Scott looks like he'll get back and around. I believe that he's number 78 machine of Ethan George. As the cycle continues to cycle on out here, let's stick on board here with this battle here between Dave Scott and Ethan George. Remember, the last stage by, we saw Dave Scott. He was right there on the bumper with race leader Carson Moore, but working his way up into the gearbox, he lost so much time on the racetrack. Here we're gonna put this battle out here between them out there, but underneath the bifocals. And look at him there. He didn't lose necessarily that much time, but Ethan George, he is still there though, and that's where we're gonna start to see this is definitely battles out there within these final few positions out there within stage number 3. And just like that, yeah, here it is, 78, going to start to look up top. Dave Scott, really, it is definitely what Dave is doing for back and behind the race wheel. And I believe he's knowing what he's doing out there within these longer runs of the race. He kind of takes it a little bit easier within the earlier run, but within the shorter runs of the race, he knows that he's got to take it a little bit harder out there within the driver, either inside or either outside. Look at him diving so deep out there within the inside of turn number 1. Didn't quite make the pass out there though. Ethan George still up top, and things are continuing to cycle out. Hipkins, Miles, the only 2 drivers who still need to pit. Dave Scott, Carson Moore, and you got the 78 right there with him as well. So Cedric Hipkins is now in. So this should kind of really be our 1, 2, 3, 4 battles at it. Ethan George got his virtual popcorn bucket out, as maybe he's going to sit a little cooler, a little calmer. He's got this battle for the race lead right up and in front of him. Carson Moore, he's going to look inside Dave Scott. He just has to give it up, but he's going to go right back into work on the inside there. Dave, careful, no contact there. Backing up to the race lead, Carson Moore. This time by as Ricky Miles should be heading into pit lane. don't look now, but you still got Patrick Craven and the driver number 20 Toyota Tundra. The one out of only 2 Toyota Tundras on the racetrack, and Patrick Craven, he's still up there well within this battle. He did an amazing job at pit entrance, pit exit, and kind of everything in between there. Craven's still sitting about 6/10 of a second back out there from that 4th running spot of Ethan George. So Ricky Miles, the Rocket Man, he is in pit lane this time by. This is going to cycle it all and out. Carson Moore outside of turn number 4, looking to go sweeping the stages here of the Dirty iRacing Experience. It's all about the Championship 5 though tonight. And speaking of Championship 5, Ethan George still running P3 in the same camera shot. That's been our championship winner this season, mathematically speaking. But 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th within the point standings. There's still so much to go there. And look at it. Here comes Brian Woodard. Here comes Smith as well, right outside of this top battle. Oh, there goes Dave Scott. Wow, hang on to it, Dave. He'll turn the Chevrolet Silverado into a lawnmower. Now, I didn't know Silverados made lawnmowers, but man, they're going to kick up the grass. Take a look at this stand to that was race replay. Oh man, that was, I don't know if Dave was trying to make his way down. That was a little bit early out there on it. Yeah, I think he just made contact with the apron, kind of sent the 75 around. Remember, I had mentioned that earlier on within the race. Oh, whoa. We gotta take another look at that one. That earlier on here within the race is you got to be so careful with trying to run that truck on slammed against the apron here like this. And well, let's see, 88 kind of starts to come down a little bit, does he not? And then 75, he's kind of just out of room out there a little bit. He has nowhere to go and except kind of pit entrance line. Next thing here, before you know it, that apron it'll whip you out there around and around. We'll take another look here at this Stand Studio Network race replay because that, I'm not sure if the 88 did start to come down there just a little bit or not. Yeah, I mean, that's a tough call. One last look here. Oh, man. Okay, well, that's going to play the big story. You got, I believe that's going to be the 99 of Stephen Gill right up here and in front of him. Then the 88, he gets all loose. That's what kind of shoves the 88 down of the track, and that's why he kind of starts to come across the nose of the 75 of Dave Scott, even though that Dave Scott had rocking his way across the midfield there. He looks like they did clear that pit entrance penalty for surpassing pit speed at about Mach 2 there. In all seriousness though, Dave Scott, he's able to live these closing laps here at the final stage of the race. So we saw Carson Moore. He's out there clear, backing into the race lead, trying to sweep the stages. But another driver I mentioned earlier on, it's going to be the number 20 MBI, Patrick Craven. Patrick Craven, he's +2 spots as the drop of the green flag. Driver out of Greenwood, South Carolina. He's also been continuing to turn some of the fastest laps of the race these last couple by. Real quick before the end of the stage, if we take a look at these last 5 laps, histories between the top 1, 2, and 3. Once again, the big picture starts to be played. Lap 107. 800ths faster for Patrick Craven, but then he starts to lose about all that, well, even more of that lap time. Now separating here between P2 and P3. It's a lot of red on the bottom of the screen. Ethan George, although visually closing the gap, as far as timing scoring is concerned, he's actually losing there a little bit. Final couple more laps to go here within stage number 3 out of the 4-stage championship race from Texas Motor Speedway. This has really been an interesting kind of run out there for this race. It's been a lot more different than what we saw from Texas Motor Speedway earlier on in the season. Now, for those of you that weren't there, iRacing did have a lot of they had some difficulties with the session, and it was, of course, right after one of the big old iRacing updates that had come out. That seems to happen. I kid you not, just about every time one of those huge iRacing updates happens. So that's why the championship would have been decided there last week from Las Vegas Motor Speedway, but we're running Texas back up there to give these drivers a chance up there to show not only what they had from Texas Motor Speedway, but also those final runs within the championship. Hey, that could be an extra $25, an extra $30 headed your way within the total. It could be $100 comically large check, the $75 comically large check, 60, 50, 40, and onwards. Remember, we also still got those championship trophies to give out within the top 3 drivers in the point standings as well. Top 3 drivers in the points. You continue to talk about them. It's George, it's Woodard, it's Smith. George running here P3, Woodard P5, Alan Smith running P8. And please let me know within YouTube land if maybe I should keep this championship top 5 graphic up here within the rest of the race. I'm kind of leaning on it because as we continue to run out there within these final, with what should be our final stage of the race, this is going to really have those championship implications out there on it, depending on the battles, who you're battling, where you're battling on track, position-wise, as well as how many stage points you've accumulated tonight. Talking about accumulating stage points tonight, it's Carson Moore leading 78 laps here at the stripe. Can he make it? Yeah, they're going to throw it this time by Carson Moore. So far, I believe it is sweeping these stages. Driver 88. This could be a crystal ball out there shown on Stam Studio Network with what could we see within next season time. Patrick Craven just barely surviving that top 3 battle as we're chatting about our last run at Texas Motor Speedway. Ethan George, I believe, was kind of burning down the field there. Ethan George, he worked his way back within P3. Alrighty, stick with us here on Stam Studio Network. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back here with you up in the booth. Alrighty, welcome back here on Stam Studio Network. It's Sean Stam directing, producing, and commentating the show. Once again, appreciate you all out here joining on Stam Studio Network this wonderful Friday evening. As really quick as we look at this battle off of the pit lane, this is pretty tight. Here it comes. It's going to it's not going to switch up the field here too much. Carson Moore obviously going to win the race off of pit lane. 4-tire pit stop there. 4 tires for Craven. Craven, who comes out of this race P2 in the pits. Ethan George, Dave Scutts. Cedric Hipkins, he exits the pits in P number 5. First driver shown within a 2-tire pit stop. Brian Woodard right there back in behind Cedric, excuse me. Brian Woodard right there right back in behind Cedric Hipkins. He's still on the 4-tire pit stop. So let me call it here a little bit easier. Everybody in pit lane when we were on commercial break but only Cedric Hipkins, driver 56, War Dog. He's going to go to war in this final stage of the race. We've seen Cedric, we've seen his speed, we've seen his pace, we've seen his strategic calls as well. He's even led here 2 laps tonight. We'll see what he can do out there within only 2 versus 4 tire pit stops within the rest of this stampede. Don't hesitate to let me know who you got winning at this race out there in YouTube land. Leanne, my sister, joined us in YouTube land. Moonlight Dancer's still hanging out, as is Ted. Remember, leading this race is the number 88, who has pretty much led every single lap tonight. Actually, that's a lie. Up there until stage number 1, until and after the 88 of Carson Moore is able to get into the race lead. That is when he's led about every single lap tonight. Until then, though, Craven, he's been up there, so has Ethan George. Dave Scott, he's been fast. Baby Blue 75 Chevrolet Silverado outside line. Brian Woodard, Cedric Hipkins as well on the 2 versus 4. Whoa, Patrick Craven, he's loose going into 1. Hang on to them, boys. This is when it starts to get intense. Should be our final stage of the race. This is when cautions will fly for incident. Oh, with the Brian Woodard machine, right side of the screen, he's going to start to go down the inside of the track. He somehow ricochets it off the inside wall. Ken Dunn is also going to be involved there as well. Actually, it was Ken Dunn, the driver, who did pinball it off of the inside wall, but backing across the stripe here, it's Carson Moore again to the race lead. Ethan George, he's still right down there with them, right back and behind race leader. Single file runs from that point on back. What does Carson Moore have mentally? What does Carson Moore have physically? And these final closing laps of the race. This has been the fastest that these truckers have been driving these things around Texas Motor Speedway as they continue to build speed with the temperatures that continue to drop. They continue to find some grip out there than these especially opening laps of the stage. There you see it, right as I'm talking about it. Dave Scott with the fastest lap of the race. Dave Scott, now he's going to start to float it like a butterfly, sting the corner exit like a bee. Whoa, hang on out there. Ricky Miles, he just got turned to the inside line. I think Ricky did live to fight another day here, driver number 5. And no, Ricky, I don't think got turned. Look at him, he's already loose out there, so this was previous lap 5. That number 5 struggling for some grip out there on corner exit, especially within these opening laps. That's not what you're going to want out here from back and behind the race wheel. That's now the front 6, front about maybe 8 drivers shown. Now in the same camera shots, they know that they're running out of time. George, what does he do with this massive run that he's got going within turn number 1? He's going to try to hit the crossover here. He started to look up top and set it right back into the inside line. Ethan George just doing everything that he can in his tank to try to just get that side-by-side side drafting up there into the race lead. Cedric Hipkins, this is really surprising me right now because I thought driver 56, that's 2 versus 4 tires. We saw it earlier here within the race, maybe once, maybe twice, not quite thrice. I thought it was going to be thrice that time by, but man, Cedric, he continues to sit about that 3rd winning spot, but he's going to continue to feel like he's got the Jaws music playing behind him here as Patrick Craven and Dave Scott, they continue to close in on that. Some more breaking the slipstream, some more breaking the draft going into turn number 3 on that Fort Worth, Texas Motor Speedway back straightaway. Ethan George, he's not having any of it though. He's going to have a massive run here across the stripe. Final stage of the race on board with Ethan George. We're still going to have one more pit stop to go. Will you take 2? Will you take none? I think that a 14-second pit stop taking 4 tires, although you'll have the fastest truck on the track, I don't think that there's going to be enough time to make your way out there within the front of this track. You also still got to remember, though, within this being the last stage of the race, this is the stage of the race where we'll throw cautions for incidents, so that could change your whole strategic calls. Carson Moore, he had opened up the door for Ethan George to take that race lead, but then slammed it right shut in his face. Cedric Pipkins, Dave Scott. Here comes Alan Smith. He's muscling his way back and through this pack. Alan Smith, he's got Patrick Craven up top. Patrick Craven craving another race, craving a race win this season. Craven still up top. I'm still not counting out anybody tonight. Still a long way to go. Still a long time to get there. Alan Smith starts to look low up there, but Dave Scott already into the inside line of Cedric Pipkins. Now this could be dangerous for driver 56. Start to see that 56 up top down there. He's not the fastest line of the racetrack. He's not the preferred racing group right now as well. This could be all she wrote, especially for those older right side tires. They are older, but they're not by that many laps. Still though, you're going to start to see just how much speed and pace new versus old tires is worth. Contact there again between Dave Scott and Alan Smith. That one thankfully on the back straightaway that time. But Alan Smith out there just kind of trying to give a little boosty. That Dave Scott rear bumper, get that dirty air racing experience. 75, trying to get him door quarter clear around this battle for that top third spot. So what do you do here if you're Carson Moore? What do you do if you're Ethan George? Two completely different kind of battles out there that you're living in, whether it's offense, whether it's the defense. And then you got out here Dave Scott and Cedric Pipkins continuing to go at it. Not only this, but Alan Smith and Patrick Craven behind. Donnie Beach, driver number 11, joins this battle as well. 4 seconds back, you got John Miles and Ricky Miles. No correlation there, but the two Miles going at it for 9th and 10th. As it's, once again, these drivers, they just know that they're running out of time. $100 Rooney's going to P2, third place $75, fourth place $6. That's all in the point standings, leaving the point standings graphic up on the bottom left of the screen for the remainder of this race. Here comes Dave Scott looking here to the inside again. It's two side-by-side battles, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. Here comes Donnie Beach, a virtual popcorn bucket out, hopping on board of Donnie Beach as they're 3 wide in front. Whoa, where do you go for some clean air? There's nowhere to go for clean air. That's why this, known as the Dirty Air Racing Experience. Here comes Dave Scott. Dave Scott up top, though. He actually loses the spot. Here comes Cedric Pipkins. What an amazing race. What an amazing season this has been. Whoa, contacts there between Dave Scott and Patrick Craven. Craven, you saw some flames fly out that side exhaust pipe there. That's how you know that he was off of the gas. Man, quick, fast, and in a hurry. Battles here for third, fourth, fifth, sixth. Continuing to heat up, but real quick. Battle for the race lead is starting to heat up as well. 0.2 of a second this time by between Carson Moore and George. Oh, hang on to it, Cedric. Whoa, this is going to set up 3 wide here within 1. This could be dangerous. Cedric Pipkins goes to block the run of the double O and then washes up into the Patrick Craven machine. Patrick Craven into the rear bumper of Cedric Pipkins, turns him around, but no caution here. No caution as 56 and Patrick Craven did an amazing job at saving their trucks. Could have been big, could have been huge, could have been a strategy call changer. Take a look here at this race replay again. That was a big one out there. So it was first, it was a little bit of contact up there between Cedric Pipkins and the Allen Snow. I think they kept it clean there. And then, yeah, there it was outside of turn number 4, the first beat. Here's the first little slip, the first little slide. And then here from this point on, it's just kind of all she wrote. Craven Pipkins just drives in, it's so deep, washes up there and in front of Craven. Craven contact with that rear bumper. All right, it is now money stop time, but it is also time to battle for here for the race lead. It's all coming down here to this championship run. This whole season has kept us on our toes here on Stam Studio Network, and it's all coming down here to this. Ethan George as our champion, trying to work his way around one of the newer faces in the newer places. It's Carson Moore, continues just to lead lap after him. Carson Moore, he's led a whopping 99. The next lap by will be 100. Here comes Ethan George. He's started P2. He's only led about here five laps, but he has been the fastest truck on the racetrack. See the suspension, the front suspension going to work out there as Ethan George just hounds that steering wheel. And I don't think that he's asking the truck to do what he's asking. I think he is begging, he's demanding that 78 Chevrolet Silverado to do as he's telling it to do. And that's continuing to run these fastest laps of the race. Carson Moore losing a little bit on the race lead, though. They got to be running empty on their fuel tanks as kind of battles out there, and every single other driver from about 5th and on back is now in. Dave Scott, he pit from about P4. Patrick Craven, he also is now pit. John Miles, Ricky Miles, Brian Bedard, James Jepson, and Joshua Dunn. As if it was on cue, here they come, and whoa, contact there! Carson Moore and Ethan George. Heavy damage there on Ethan George's front nose. He will be able to get that fixed. We do have 4 fast repairs available to us. That is definitely nothing egregious out there, though. That is just one that I believe was Carson Moore trying to haul the mail in the virtual pit lane. Next thing he knew, he was going to be a little bit too fast. And whoa, that is, did he already take us? No, Carson Moore, he just lost the lead with that right there. He'd creeped slowly in his pit box, and that is going to actually allow this time by what should be Ethan George. Ethan George is also taking 4 tires. This is interesting. This could change everything. This is going to change everything. Ethan George, Donnie Beach, Dave Scott, Carson Moore out of pit lane. Why was I freaking out so much there about Carson Moore's pit stop? Because I think that Scott, oh man. He had just crept out there within his pit box, and also not only freaking out there about that, but also the contact there within virtual pit lane. Whoa! All right, we got to set that here back and behind us, because they used their fast repairs, and so far no more damage that they're on them. But as far as things cycling out, here comes Ethan George. Here comes Ethan George this time by. And here's Carson Moore, so it's a whole it's one turn that now separates that battle from what was the race lead. Patrick Craven, he's still there battling for the race lead, but Patrick Craven, this is a 2-tire versus a 4-tire pit stop on your screen right here. How much do tires matter in these closing laps to go? Patrick Craven washes up the racetrack in from the 78, but here comes the 78, Ethan George right back around. Johnny Beach, he's also still there. That is within a 4-tire pit stop. David Moyer, Cedric Hipkins, they are now within virtual pit lane. That only leaves Dave Scott. I think that only leaves Dave Scott up there on the racetrack. Battles out there, Ethan George continuing to put down, or he was putting down the fastest lap for the racetrack out there before that pit stop. As here comes Patrick Craven looking low. Alan Smith, he is 1.4 seconds in front of this pack. How close is it? Well, there he is out there on the back straightaway. 1.5 seconds in front of that side-by-side battle. And I'll take it back, Dave Scott, he did make his pit stop on 1:36. So 3 wide here for 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Dave Scott leading this race on a 2-tire pit stop call. Alan Smith also on 2 tires. And this 3-wide pack is coming with a head of steam, coming with a head of contact as well. The championship, it all comes down to this. Hundreds of dollars are about to be paid out, and that's why you're about to see the most aggression that you have ever seen within these Dirty Air Racing Experience drivers here this whole season. It's all going to come down here to this. Ethan George, a little bit of slicey, a little bit of dicey. The champion who already has the name in his hands, the money in his hands, headed his way in a few moments' time. But still, remember, Brian Bedard, P2 in the points. Alan Smith, P3 in the points. Alan Smith, 2nd place on the racetrack right now, but he's up there running with, actually, 3rd in the points change, but P2 right now. There, Brian Bedard, he's still there as well, but running P12, so there could definitely be a little bit of jumble and switch up in the points there. That's $35, and hey, I don't know about you, but I'm knowing what I'm buying with $35. Donnie Beach, Ethan George, Patrick Craven. No, I'm not buying them, but that's the battles here for 3rd, 4th, 5th. Donnie Beach, he just continues to impress with these longer run speeds. And no matter what track you bring Donnie Beach to, look at it, he's still got the 2 laps led. That's a little bit more extra points led his way as well. Driver to Clearwater, Florida, again, no matter what track you bring him to, intermediate, super speedway, I don't think we've ever seen. No, we have seen Donnie Beach on the road course back in the, back within the, okay, we'll get back to that. Say up here is Ethan George. He is continuing to just be on the offense rather than the defense up there within the, that's what it was, the International Race of Champions series that I had broadcasted for. Man, Donnie Beach, he has shown some road coursing speed up there, but here comes, once again, it's all but road coursing from this fast mile and a half Texas Motor Speedway. Ethan George, he'll get again a wobbly, wiggly through the exit there. Just needs to find the checkered flag, make everything official. Patrick Craven back into where he started this race, trying to wrap it around the entrance of turn number 1. Slided up the racetrack, a slight margin there. Patrick Craven, the MBI Toyota Tundra. He's going to fall back right back in that P5 spot, but still, it's a great run out there for Patrick Craven as well. It continues to be for Patrick Craven. He sits pretty cool, pretty calm and collected in the point standings as well. 6 points, 6th place in the point standings here for Patrick Craven. Back on board with them. 6th place awards $40 at the conclusion of this one as he tries to work and muscle his way. That is why you continue to see him not giving up the spot here so early. Ethan George again into the wall because Craven, he could have maybe 50 instead of just 40 headed his way. So it's now Dave Scott, Alan Smith up top. Alan Smith, he's another driver who does continue to close the gap on the race leader. Dave Scott, he already has 1 win on the season. Alan Smith, 3rd in the point standings. 75 big one headed his way. But here comes Alan Smith. He's got so much speed. It was all green on the bottom of the screen. Alan Smith, he looks low. It'll be a door. It'll be a corner. How about you, Alan Smith, to the race lead? It's later run pace of driver 00, but Dave Scott, remember how many times have we seen him just simply give up this fight for the race lead. Dave Scott, he's going to try to wrap that apron line right back and around. 6 laps coming to 5 laps to go here from Texas Motor Speedway. It's the Dirty Air Racing Experience Championship race live on STAM Studio Network. Alan Smith, after a pass for the race lead in the final 6 laps to go, could he rocket his way up there within P2 in the point standings over Brian Woodard. Brian Woodard, who's still struggling for some grip. He's going at it here for P11 and P12, just surpassing James Jepson right there. This whole season, it's going to come down to this, and although it is already confirmed as Ethan George as our champion, Alan Smith, could he finally make this happen after being so close out there race after race? He's brought the consistency race after race, and that's why Alan Smith sits 3rd within the point standings, but after even another amazing strategic call, both him and Dave Scott taking 2 tires on the last strategic pit stop of the season. Alan Smith, he just rockets his way around Dave Scott, and man, he's continuing to stretch that gap as well. It's now 1.1 second gap. Donnie Beach, he works his way within P3. Here comes Ethan George, Patrick Craven. This is that battle for that kind of final driver interview spot. Patrick Craven, he's just trying to work that number 78 over and over and over. Make sure you stick with us out here on STAM Studio Network after this race is concluded. We'll view the unofficial race results. We'll go over the unofficial official championship drivers as well. And man, it's gonna be some easy math up there for driver winning the champ. But 2nd, 3rd, 4th run back. Stick with us after our driver interviews, and we'll break it all down here for you. Here we're gonna break down there the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th as well. Dave Scott, Donnie Beach. Don't look now, but here comes Carson Moore. Donnie Beach and Carson Moore, they are making some headway on 4 tires versus 2. There's going to be the 4 tires versus 2, but I think that they're just running out of time out there trying to catch race leader Alan Smith. Speaking of catch race leader Alan Smith, our final white flag lap is out. Our white flag on the race, white flag on the season. It's all going to come down to this. Carson Moore, Dave Scott, Donnie Beach, the 1, 2, 3, all trying to chase down Alan Smith with a 1.3 second gap on the back straightaway. Alan Smith, he's making his way down Mean Street on the final race of the season. Carson Moore is there. Dave Scott just trying to hold off that third running spot. Alan Smith, after 8 races, he's finally able to get it done. The 0-0 to virtual victory lane. Carson Moore, he works his way all the way up within P2. Dave Scott, Donnie Beach, and Ethan George rounding out the top 5. But how about you? Let's hear it for race winner Alan Smith, and let's hear it for season champion Ethan George. Congratulations, driver 00, and congratulations 78. We'll be chatting out here with a few moments time, live on STAM Studio Network. Ladies and gentlemen, crank this thing up as Alan Smith gets the well-deserved burn it down, down, down. Oh, there you get it. Yeah, let's see it. Ethan George joining in as well. The champ is here. The race winner is here. They're going to do it together. Congratulations, Alan Smith and Ethan George. Alrighty, stick with us here on STAM Studio Network. Some unofficial, official race results are headed your way, as well as top driver interview position. Congratulations once again, Alan Smith finally getting it undone. The last possible race of the season, and Carson Moore working his way up to the pack, a P2 finish. Dave Scott come in here with P3, Donnie Beach P4, and Ethan George in with the championship win on the season. Hey, how about you, Alan Smith at Sean Stam Live here at Virtual Victory Lane? Got yourself a copy.
Yeah, hey, what's going on? Woo! Finally got that win. Man, I needed that.
How about you, man, Alan? Golly, I was just talking about it, man. Finally able to get it done on the season. What was it like up there from back in behind the race wheel? So you're finally able to get one done on the last possible race of the season.
Man, it was so awesome. These guys are amazing to run with, and you know, that we were beating and banging a little, but we were still giving each other plenty of room. And man, my son had taught me something a long time ago about how to deal with turns 1 and 2. And man, I'm telling you, it worked so good tonight. It was unbelievable. So anyway, I was using that, and I was just taking my time and not getting in too big a hurry. Boy, that one spin got me there. That kind of threw me back a little, and I thought, oh man, I don't know if I'll be able to catch back up. So, but it was a good race. It was so much fun. I'm glad we repeated that, because that was a fun race.
And Alan, you just mentioned it, man. You're working your way up here, back and through the field. What's that like, and what's that take from back and behind the wheel, man?
Well, it just takes patience, and takes patience off of turn 1 and 2, and so that's what I was trying to do. And then I was looking, and I started catching a few of them guys, and I thought, well, maybe I can get a few stage points. And then when them guys there spun, and I on that last restart there, and had problems there, and I moved up a few positions. I thought, well, wait a minute, I might be able to take care of this. But them guys ran me hard. Carson, man, that is one fast dude. Him and Dave was man, they were so fast and they were hard to get around. And if Carson, I don't know, I think Carson may have made a mistake or something, but whatever happened to him, if he'd have still been up there, it would have been almost impossible to get around him. So, but had great teammates. Man, they've helped me so much. Told me, they were spotting for me, and they were telling me two tires, this thing, So anyway, it was such a great race, man. It was just a fantastic race with no cautions,
Alan, man, great. That's a great breakdown here for you. It took a lot of the words out here that I had outside of my mouth. But back here down to you at Virtual Victory Lane, Alan. Before you get to pop in the champagne, virtual or not, who you thanking, who you shouting out there tonight?
All right. Well, I appreciate it. I think always, number one, first and foremost, I always thank Jesus Christ, my Lord and Savior, the one who gave me eternal life. And I want to thank my family. I got a whole group. Man, I had my mom on the car last week. Well, she's in the living room, and my wife's in there, and my son's in there, and my daughter-in-law's in there, and they're all watching. They just support me so well, and so I appreciate that. I appreciate you doing the broadcast and stuff, because that does allow my family to enjoy it. But I appreciate what Dare Racing does. I just came in on a whim one night and joined in with these guys, and I've had so much fun. And these guys just accepted an old guy like me, and so it's been a great series here. And all the sponsors that Ricky and John and Dave, they worked so hard to try to get this going and put this on. So I really appreciate those guys. And I don't even know how I win a race in here, but these guys are just, like I say, I've been so supportive of my teammates and stuff, helping me, and I appreciate all of them too. So appreciate you doing this, and appreciate you doing Alan's mom's car last week. That tickled her. Boy, that was fun. We had a good time with that.
Anytime, Alan, and thank you so much out there to Smith family joining in the living room, race after race, and what a way to cap off the season, Alan. Congratulations, man. It's been a long time coming, and hopefully we're chatting out here with you. Hopefully not too long from now.
All right, I appreciate it.
All right, Alan Smith coming at you live out there. He's going to get to pop in the champagne, and we're going to cut it out here. Carson Moore, you got yourself a copy?
Yes, sir.
Actually, really quick, Carson, I'm going to take that back just briefly. I'm going to cut it down here to our, I'm so sorry, but I'm going to cut it down here within our championship winner. Ethan George, you got yourself a copy?
Yes, I do.
Well, Ethan, it was official. It was unofficially official last week's, but after this week, you finally made it all happen. Ethan, I would like to ask you about the side-by-side, the door-to-door. Man, having some fun out there tonight with them.
Yeah, but I got to stop making those mistakes. It cost Carson probably the win there by getting into him on the entry to pit road.
Man, I caught that live on the broadcast, and I wasn't sure if you checked up too much out there, if Carson or vice versa, I guess. But it's okay. We had the faster pairs, and you're able to get there right back out there on track, man. Ethan, you work your way back up here to a P5 finish. But how about the strategic calls out here? The 2 tires versus Ford. Was there ever a time that you did take 2 down virtual pit lane?
I took 2 with Dave on that second pit stop, second green flag pit stop. We got out there, but Carson was able to get it right on by us without any issue, and just held his ground there and didn't use any tire. And it was really, really difficult to be able to even generate a run to get to the back bumper of him.
I got you, Ethan. Well, I appreciate you kind of breaking it down here for us. And real quick before we let you get going, is there anybody who you would like to shout out or thank? And also, what you going to do out there with the old comically large check headed your way?
I don't know. I haven't figured that out yet. I've had a week to, and I didn't really think about it. But yeah, I gotta thank, like I always do, I gotta thank Dave, Ricky, everybody who comes out and races this. It's been so fun. It's been such a fun season. I mean, ever since I joined that one Bristol race that I ended up winning, I've been just crazy on it's just so fun to do. I mean, can't believe we've found this place to be. I mean, yeah, just thank my mom, my dad, everybody who comes out, you for broadcasting it, and it's just crazy that we're able to do this.
Hey, Ethan, that means a lot to us out here at Dirty Air Racing Experience, and glad that you kind of able to call us at least a home. We appreciate you, man. Hopefully we're here chatting here with you maybe next season time.
Yeah.
All righty there, back up to Mr. Carson Moore. Carson, I do apologize for that, but how about you? We know you got yourself a copy, probably fastest truck on the race here tonight. Driver 88's P2 finish.
Yeah, it was just fast all race. I really don't know how. I'm usually not that fast, but yeah, swept the stages. Almost had the win, but just wasn't our day.
Well, Carson, you're the just sweeping the stages. You'll gain 11 spots here since the drop of the green flag. What was it like? Kind of same question that I asked Alan out there. What was it like working your way through the pack, and more specifically, what was it like out there between the dirty air out there from back in behind the race of the wheel versus the clean air out and up front?
It's way tougher to pass, I'll say that. The draft is insanely strong. But yeah, I was just able to, I guess, aero block because the draft was just so strong and keep the lead.
Clean air clean air will eat. Carson Moore, man, great race here tonight. Congratulations on this P2 finish and working your way back up here to it within that final stage of the race. Carson, before we let you get going, man, who you shouting out to, you thinking tonight?
Gotta thank God, gotta thank my family, gotta thank you for putting these on, and same with Ricky, Dave, appreciate them putting this on. It's been clean racing like every race. It's been awesome.
Carson, it's been awesome having you out here on the track with us. Hopefully we see you some more of you next season, man. How about you, Mr. Dave Scott? Started P3, ending P3. Dave, you got yourself a copy.
I do. How you been?
Man, Dave, I've been all right, and I'll be honest, tonight I've been sweating it up there in the booth. You're watching these side by side, man, inches, centimeters apart battles. Dave, how about you, man? You were meat to the sandwich. You were out here up and down through the pack. Finish it P3, though. How'd you make it happen?
I short pitted that last pit stop. I took 2 tires. I was hoping it was going to carry more speed than it did, and I was hoping I was going to have a big enough lead, honestly. But when I saw Alan just crunching up time on me, I was like, well, he's definitely going to get by me before the end of the race. I thought I had a big enough lead to hang on to second, and then I didn't. So I'm happy with third. I honestly thought I was going to be around 4th or 5th when it all settled out. So I'm happy with the third. I will take it. I'm not complaining.
Man, well said there, Dave. And yeah, I think that was definitely the race, or it was the race-winning call. Alan Smith doing the same strategy there, but only about 4 laps later than that earlier call. Dave, though, still nothing to hang your head out here on. It's been another great run out here for you in the Dirty Air Racing Experience. What's going here through your mind at the end of the race, into the championship, and as we continue to maybe work towards maybe some iRock racing action?
Yeah, there's a lot to talk about. Points are updated. Ethan George is the champion by 103 points. Second place goes to Alan Smith. Brian Woodard is 3rd. Donnie Beach is 4th. Patrick Craven is 5th. I finished 6th. Cedric Hipkins is 7th. John Miles is 8th. Ricky Miles is 9th. Josh Dunn is 10th. And I'll let those guys, or even you, look through it. For the rest of it, that's the top 10. Top 10 do get paid out money. Ethan George is going to walk away with $190. Second place, Alan Smith is going to win $100 plus his $20 that he won tonight. So it's a $120 payday in one night. Good for him. Brian Woodard, $75. $60 for Donnie for 4th. Patrick Craven is going to win for 5th, $50. I'm going to take home in 6th place $40 for the final points. 30 for Cedric, 25 for John Miles. We've got 20 for Ricky. Rounding out the top 10 is Josh Dunn. He gets $10.
That's it's so cool getting to broadcast these races that especially pay and have these decent good payouts too, man. Dave, great job here tonight. Great job taking home some monies yourself. Who are you? If anybody you'd like to thank, shout out, or whatever here tonight, Dave?
Yes, we do have several sponsors. We do have Strata Air Conditioning. That popped out of my head, so they're not in front of me. But those sponsors, the 3 sponsors Ricky will go over, they contributed quite a bit into this purse. I know guys had a real small entrance fee into this, and we had a small field. There's no way that entrance registration fee covered this purse. It was the sponsors that covered this purse, and they deserve first and foremost. It was a very generous payout to be able to pay out top 10. Yeah, I definitely want to thank you for covering all the races this season. It's been extremely helpful. Everybody really appreciates it. You put on great coverage. You're professional. You're fun to listen to. We all really appreciate it. As for the iRock series, we are going to be starting that up the first Sunday in September. It's going to be a 4-race series, all ovals. There's a lot of these guys that race this this 8-race season with us that will be coming over to iRock. Some of the new names will be Brian Woodard, Ethan George, Patrick Craven, just to name a few. So it'll be pretty exciting. It'll be fun to watch.
I know it'll be exciting. I know it'll be a great league out there. You and out there, all these Dirty Air Racing Experience admins are part of it. Dave, all your hard work really doesn't go unnoticed out there. You and on all the others, Dave. I really appreciate it. You, James, Ricky, Lisa, and probably missing quite a few there. But Dave, really appreciate it, man. It's been another great season, and hopefully I'm chatting out here with you within some of those iRock races.
Yeah. Hopefully you can make some of those races.
Be happy to do it, man. Dave, congratulations on this podium finish here tonight, and we'll be hopefully chatting with you next season time, man.
For sure, I appreciate it.
How about you, Donnie Beach? P4, you got yourself a copy. Donnie or Ethan George, 4th or 5th. Oh, I already talked with Ethan. Patrick Craven coming in with P6. Patrick, you got yourself a copy. Uh-oh. Cedric Hipkins, John Miles, Ken, Ricky. That's sounded.
Yeah, I got you.
10. All right, there we got you.
Sorry.
No, you're all good, man. All right, walk us through 150 lap championship race at the transitioning Texas Motor Speedway, sunset to into the night. Can you talk us maybe about how the track temps felt, and could you feel that from back behind the race wheel?
For me, no, not really. But I'm probably not the person to ask. This is actually the first time I've ever raced it at Texas, besides like the last race. So, I've done some practice and stuff here before, but like Texas isn't my favorite by any means. I kept taking 2 tires through every pit stop, only 4 tires through on the yellows, and literally I felt like my car or the truck, it never changed. Like I felt like I had grip all night long, no matter how bad my tires got.
That's an interesting call there, Patrick, because I remember going back to when I was behind the wheel racing here with Dirty Air Racing Experience, and yeah, you're right. You got to get those lower fuel strategy runs where you can take 2 and then 4, or you take 4 and then the 2 or whatever. But I'm glad that you kind of bring that up there, and it's been some strategic calls out there throughout this whole season and all these different cars. Speaking of those different cars, though, Patrick, what is your favorite one to drive? You liking the Arcas a little bit more? You liking the Cups? You like O'Reilly cars?
So oddly enough, the O'Reilly race that we did at Indy, that was, I don't even have like maybe 5 O'Reilly races under my belt. It's been mostly like trucks and Arcas. The Gen 6s I didn't care about. We had all those netcode problems in Atlanta. But I really like the trucks and the Arcas. I like the O'Reillys too. If I had a choice not to run those Gen 6s again, I would definitely not do that.
Oh, it's sad because, man, back in their prime time, man, those Gen 6s were where it was at. But yeah, a little update here, a little update there. Regardless, though, man, Patrick, what a season has been here for you. Finished 6th tonight, 6th in the point standings. You'll gain 1 spot, so 5th you'll end up. That'll be $50 headed your way. You know what you're going to do with it here just yet?
Yeah, I'm probably just going to take my wife out to dinner.
There it is.
She's basically a single mom when we race, and she lets me do this stuff. So without her, this wouldn't really be possible. Taking care of all the kids that are running around the house. So without her, I wouldn't get to do this at all. So we'll be going to dinner.
Well, Patrick, that's a great answer there and a great transition into this final question I got here for you throughout this season and throughout all your time. And who are you shouting out to? You're thinking tonight?
Yeah, man. First, just like I said, Jesus Christ for putting me on this earth and put me here so I can do these kinds of things. My wife, because she bears the burden with the stuff that happens in our house on race nights and lets me do this. Doesn't complain, and I couldn't ask for anybody better. The Dare guys, I appreciate y'all doing this. This is it's been a really fun time. And then all the guys I've been in Discord with all season long, it's been fun. Stephen Gill, he painted a couple of my cars for me in trucks. I've been on a crunch. Appreciate Alan letting me put his mom on the car, man. I love hearing about his mom and his family and like how much they enjoy that. Kind of reminds me of when I was actually like racing back in the day and at dirt tracks with my family and stuff. But it's been great, and I appreciate you for putting this stuff on, man. I love getting out of these races, and I go run to my living room and turn it on and rewatch it. I think we had a guy that runs another one of my leagues reach out to you, and I know you're super busy. If we want to being able to steal you for some of our stuff, man, I'd love to have you. You're probably my favorite, so definitely you as well.
Yeah. Man, Patrick, yeah, that seriously making me grin ear to ear. And man, to second what you said about Al's mom and his fam out there watching, that's also tear to my eye. I'm not kidding you there. Patrick, I really do appreciate it, man, and hopefully you have a great rest of your night, great rest of the off season, and until next season, man.
Hey, I appreciate it. Thank you, and hopefully we'll see you in iRock.
Alrighty, well, that's let's see. You got Cedric Hipkins, John Miles, Ken Dunn, Ricky Miles, or Brian Woodard.
Yeah,
there it is.
I'm being told they stuck a microphone in my face. I'm gonna guess the great Sean Stam is asking for an interview. I can't really hear too well after the championship donuts and the winner of the race here. Walking past victory lane trying to get Alan Smith a congratulations, and that damn champagne cork hit me in the ear.
No.
This Texas race, man, I tell you, it's a tough one out here tonight.
Man, Brian, okay, we got to get you out there in the AMR safety, whatever, and check up on the cork entrance. But I guess before that, though, and catch us up here on the old 156 lap long event here from Texas. Sunsets into the darkness. Were you getting scared of the dark up there?
Well, I mean, there's not a whole lot to be scared about here. When you got these Sean Stam Studio Network stickers on the truck, it just kind of warns off everything. But I got to tell you something, man. When I pushed this thing through tech earlier this evening, the officials looked at them stickers, said that's too much horsepower, started throwing weight in my truck. They just put lead willy-nilly wherever they want it. So this old Stam Studio Network truck wasn't handling too well, but first stage went awesome. Second stage got a speeding penalty, and a little lead foot, I guess. All this horsepower,
Right.
The track it gets tight when the sun's out, and it loosens up when the sun goes away. But the setups on these things, man, you gotta thank Dave for these setups, man. He got up underneath the hood here, started putting some spring rubbers in it, and man, did she drive well.
Brian, man, I'll apologize for the old tech difficulties there, man. I guess too much horsepower is a problem, but hey, all seriousness, back to you gained 4 spots here since the drop of the green flag tonight. Man, Brian, you're gonna bring some more speed, more pace like this within our next seasons. I think you're gonna be a fun driver. Keep an eyeball on. What was it like here within kind of the entrance of turn 1 and the entrance of turn 3, though, being completely different from one another, Brian?
So, I mean, I give him all the credit in the world for trying, but he was wasting his effort. Carson tried to help me in practice, and he told me it's just the mirror image of Kentucky, and I still couldn't figure that out. I kept looking in the mirror, didn't see no Kentucky up there. I did find the wall. The wall's high for sure every time. Wall outside. I don't know why they won't move that thing for me. Yeah, 1 and 2 is completely different. 1, you gotta lift a little early, drag a little brake coming through it, and the exit of 2 is a little tight off there. Then you go into 3, and you can almost carry it wide open on fresh tires. Them Goodyears be gripping good. And Exit 4, I mean, on these Craftsman trucks, it kind of likes the Exit 4 here, much like the Exit 2 at Kentucky, I suppose.
Hey, and wrapping it all back together, shout out to Carson Moore for putting his time, and man, Brian, shout out to you putting your time and getting it better, as well as getting another top 11 place position happen. Brian, I really appreciate you ripping the logos on the truck, and I appreciate you for hopping out there on board here with us in some of our driver interview spots after the race, Brian.
I appreciate your time for interviewing me. I mean, I would have had a little bit better finish there, but I took 2 tires on that last pit stop and looped it coming off of 2 the second time around. That's on me for, not letting the tire warm up. But how about Alan Smith, man? How about that guy? He came in here 3rd in points, knew he had to do something spectacular, and comes out of here with the victory and 2nd in points. Isn't that amazing? That guy is something else.
Man, well said, Brian. Taking the words right out of the old mouth. Brian, we appreciate you, man. Hopefully we're chatting here with you next week, next season on time.
Stam Studio.
All righty, I think... Goodness. Ricky Miles, it's Sean down here live in virtual driver interview booth. Got yourself a copy.
Yes, sir, buddy. How you doing?
Man, Ricky, I'm grinning ear to ear after all these driver interviews, and it's seriously, it means the world here to me. But I've heard a lot of your name come up here as well for more than, no, I'm just kidding. It's all been good out here for you. Ricky, how about you tonight, though, from Texas?
It's been good, man. I really had some internet issues right up to starting time, and it was just one of them things you got to deal with, and hope that you can just kind of make the race, kind of being part of the excitement, with all these guys. I really appreciate all of them coming in and racing with us, and it kind of puts a little more drive in me to go out there and shake the bushes and get these sponsors. And I want to give out a shout out to me, to my wife, to be able to have a top-notch broadcaster to have you doing it for us, and Dave taking care of the points and hosting the races, and John and Jetson for doing what they do for admins, and pretty much to the drivers, and congratulations to the champion. And the hardware will be coming out Monday as far as money, and the top 3, he's going to have some pretty nice looking trophies. And and probably in a few weeks, I'll be out there shaking the bushes, getting us some more sponsors, and maybe the next time I can get in there and get my hands dirty with them,
Careful how hard you shake those all bushes, Ricky. But man, this season it was a great season, man. Ricky, you even got some, I think it's 20 big ones headed your way here on Monday. But man, back out here to season, back out here to the racing, Ricky. It was every single race. It seemed like it was just so much some clean competitive racing, some battles for the race lead that couldn't be beat. It's just dirty air racing experience. What a time it's been out here this whole time on SSN, Ricky.
Yeah, these tracks here are a little different for me, a little hard, but I love the super speedway stuff, and we'll have some. I'm gonna be putting something together. One Dave's doing the iRock series, and then I want to put another one together for what we had here, and we're gonna have some nice. I'm trying to make it better on the next one, have it much better for everybody, and where they can enjoy it. I feel bad for the ones that didn't know what was going on and that was in the dark that didn't join us, but hey, it's kind of like you snooze, you lose. So the ones that's here, I hope you enjoyed it, and I'm glad to have y'all with us. And there are great things coming in the future on some more races, and I want to our sponsors and you as well doing a great job. Also, my heart goes out to James Smith, my friend, and many friends with all the other drivers going through cancer treatments right now. And I raced with him a couple nights ago, but he's been very under the weather, and our prayers go out to him. James Smith, hope he gets better so he can get in here and join us. But we appreciate everybody, and congratulations to all the guys that came out with a little something in their pocket, and the ones with the trophies, I think you'll be happy with them.
Hey, well said, Ricky. And again, I know I've said it so many times, but a huge shout out to you, all the other admins, Lisa Miles as well. It really does not go unnoticed, and it wouldn't have even been possible without you guys and gals. So Ricky, thanks for choosing me to have the broadcast, and thanks for these amazing league races, man.
Well, we appreciate you and everybody else, man, and looking forward into the next go around, and we'll see y'all next time then.
Appreciate you, Ricky. Anybody else that I may have missed?
No, just our main thing is our sponsors and our fans, watching, and so you can sit back and watch a professional broadcaster put on this race, and it really makes it interesting in watching it, and you got something to go back on and look at, because you're really a top-notch guy, and I appreciate everything you do for Dare as well.
Hey, thank you so much, Ricky. It's only the top-notch broadcasting for the top-notch racing. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, buddy.
All righty, well, everybody, I'll be right back here on Discord. Let me sign out of the broadcast real quick, but I'll be right back. And then back out here to YouTube lands. Thank you all, seriously, from the bottom of my heart. Ricky touched on it there, and here's the official race results across the screen. But it honestly, it brings a little bit of a tear to my eye out there. It was only a short season, I guess, but each season it's out there from back in. It's just one after another out here, and one season leads to the next year. Next thing you know, it's a year that's passed, and then after that, 2, 3, 4, and so on. So all I'm saying, time flies when you're having fun, and don't take anything for granted. Live every one of these races and drive every single one of these races like it could be the last. We've seen a lot of it here from Dirty Air Racing Experience, and that's what makes it a lot of fun to watch. It's been Sean Stam up here with you in the booth, directing, producing, and commentating the show. I really do appreciate y'all, and hopefully I'm back here with you for at least another season, 2, 3, or 4, however many I have left here in me. John Stam Studio Network, directing, producing, commentating the Dirty Air Racing Experience. Congratulations, Alan Smith, on the race win. Congratulations on Ethan George, our season champion. Have a great rest of your night, and I'll see you tomorrow night and Sunday. Midwest Elite Racing, Stam Studio Network Truck Series, and Admin Boxed ARCA Series. Have a great rest of your night.